Friday, the 8th of June 2018, 8:38 London. Alliance News. Stocks in London are set to open lower on Friday as the G7 summit gets underway, as BT announced the departure of its chief executive and Lloyds sold its remaining stake in erstwhile partner Standard Life Aberdeen. IG says futures indicate the FTSE 100 index of large caps to open 36.40 points lower, 7,668.00 on Friday. The FTSE 100 index closed down 0.1% at 7,704.40 on Thursday. In early UK corporate news, telecommunications company BT Group said Chief Executive Officer Gavin Patterson will step down later in the year, and the search to find his replacement is already underway. The announcement comes after shareholders called for a meeting to discuss Patterson's future earlier this month, the Financial Times had reported at the start of the week. Patterson, who has been at the helm of BT for 5 years, will continue to serve as CEO until a replacement is found. BT expects to have a successor in place during the second half of the year. BT also announced a restructuring plan to slash costs, saving £1.50 billion in the next 3 years, cutting 13,000 jobs and reducing its staff by a net 7,000. The board is fully supportive of the strategy recently set out by Gavin and his team. The broader reaction to our recent results announcement has though demonstrated to Gavin and me that there is a need for a change of leadership to deliver this strategy, BT chairman Jan du Plessis said. Lloyds Banking Group said it sold its entire remaining 3.3% stake in Standard Life Aberdeen. The lender sold around 98 million shares at a price of 352.5 pence each, valuing the disposal at about £344 million. Standard Life Aberdeen shares closed at 364.00p on Thursday, so the sale was at just a 3.2% discount. Lloyds said there was no impact on its income as the investment had been accounted at fair value. Pub operator and brewer Fuller, Smith. For the year ended March 31, revenue rose 5% to £403.6 million against £384.6 million last year, and pre-tax profit was up 9% to £43.6 million compared to £39.9 million the year before. The company raised its total dividend 4% to 19.55p from 18.80p last year. It has been another tough year in the beer industry, but the Fuller's Beer Company has solid plans in place, evidenced in February 2018 by the acquisition of Dark Star Brewing, a wonderful brewer in Sussex with an established cask ale portfolio that will further broaden our consumer appeal. We have a first-rate brewing team, a new pilot brewery about to come on stream, and excellent marketing, especially through digital and social media campaigns, to promote these beers to an ever wider range of consumers, said Chairman Michael Turner. The meeting of G7 leaders in Charlevoix, Quebec, Canada starts on Friday and continues into Saturday. U.S. President Donald Trump heads to Quebec touting an America First agenda which hits U.S. trading partners with trade tariffs and threatens multilateral free trade deals. White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow said Wednesday that Trump would not back down from the tough line he has taken on trade. Trump will meet French President Emmanuel Macron, UK Prime Minister Theresa May and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, as well as leaders from Germany, Italy, Japan at the G7 summit. Trade deficit between the U.S. and China, which Trump has long criticized, continued to grow in May, Chinese customs data showed Friday. The U.S.-China trade deficit in May was $24.60 billion United States dollars, about $2.40 billion United States dollars larger than in April, and also higher compared to the same period last year. Trump has pressed China to slash the trade deficit, which reached $375 billion United States dollars last year. Additionally, Trump wants to curb Beijing's state support for high-tech firms and alleged intellectual property theft. Traders will be paying attention to see if any progress is made regarding trade talks. President Trump is in the eye of the trade storm, and he is letting the world know he means business, and he is determined to get the best deal for the U.S. At the moment, investors aren't overly concerned about the state of play, but that doesn't mean they don't have a pain threshold, noted David Madden, market analyst at CMC Markets. Sterling was marginally lower, quoted at 1.3420 United States dollars early Friday against 1.3449 United States dollars at the London equities close on Thursday. On the domestic political front, May pleaded with Tory rebels to get behind the Brexit legislation, insisting the UK has a bright future after leaving the European Union. The Prime Minister, who has been beset by problems over the Brexit process in recent days, said the UK could look forward to life after March 2019. The EU withdrawal bill returns to the Commons next week with crunch votes on the customs union, single market and Parliament say on the final Brexit deal. Before heading to the G7 summit in Canada, May held crisis talks with pro-EU Tories in an effort to avert a damaging revolt. Ahead in the economic events calendar, there are UK consumer expectation figures at 10:30 BST and US wholesale inventories at 1500 BST. In Asia on Friday, the Japanese Nikkei 225 index closed down 0.5%. In China, the Shanghai Composite is down 1.5%, while the Hang Seng Index in Hong Kong is down 1.4%. The Japanese economy shrank at an annualized rate of 0.6% in the January to March period, for the first contraction in 9 quarters amid weak consumer spending, the government said Friday. The slowdown, which was unchanged from an initial estimate, was steeper than the average forecast of a 0.23% contraction by a Kyodo News survey. Consumer spending dipped 0.1% quarter-on-quarter, revised down from a preliminary reading of 0% estimated last month, the Cabinet Office said. Growth in corporate investment edged up 0.3%, revised up from an initial figure of a 0.1% contraction, while the value of exported goods and services grew 0.6%, unchanged from a preliminary reading, the office said. By Arvind Gunjan at AllianceNews.com. Copyright 2018 Alliance News Limited. All rights reserved.